What's up, everybody? David here. Now that it's been a while since Avengers: Age of Ultron has come out, I decided I wanted to go ahead and share my thoughts on it a little bit. I know you probably don't even need to see this video since you've probably already seen the movie and made the decision to go watch it, or not. First question, right off the bat: how do you like the beard? Yeah? Should I keep it? No. Honestly, it's a great movie. I'll just come right out and say it's a great movie right off the bat. But it's not the best movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I still think that top spot goes to Captain America: The Winter Soldier, just because it was a deeper film. It kind of had the espionage part in it, so I feel like it intrigued me a lot more than the usual superhero team up jokey kind of film. Right off the bat, you get a big battle with the whole team, and since we already know who these characters are, there's no need for introductions or anything like that. So I mean, in that sense, it was really cool. You got to see Hulk be Hulk, and wreck shop basically. Um, my favorite moments, in the intro part and in the film itself, really, came when Captain America was around. Captain America it almost feels like Captain America is taking that top spot from Iron Man. From the feel of it anyway, more screen time. His the way he interacts, his action scenes are a lot more elaborate. You have Hawkeye throwing Captain America the shield, or you know Captain America using the shield teamed up with Thor to take down a bunch of people. Stuff like that really I thought was pretty cool. I kind of thought that we with like a whole bunch of people in the cast and stuff like that, there was gonna be like a clutter of just characters rumbling around. I will liken it to the way I felt about Transformers. Transformers One, that when they were in their robot form, you could not tell who was fighting who, and I kind of felt like going into this film that it was going to be that. But thankfully and surprisingly, that wasn't the case. Joss Whedon actually was able to balance everybody really good, and the fight scenes felt very like you could tell what was going on. We're able to see who was who, and and I think a lot of it attributed to some of the action scenes being like in slow mo. Being able to kind of capture that moment and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty neat. I appreciated the backstory that they gave on Black Widow and Hawkeye, especially since those are the two characters that obviously have not had any sort of solo film, which I cannot believe that they haven't. If anything, if I had my say so, I would say put Black Widow and Hawkeye in a film themselves. In a team up film themselves. I think they would be perfect together, and maybe head out their early spy days. I think that would be pretty cool to see. But anyway, I really like the character development that they gave the two characters. The way that they kind of showed Black Widow's beginnings, and Hawkeye, the way they showed Hawkeye. He has a family, he has a wife and some kids, two kids, I believe, and they kind of gave him a reason to be there. You know what I mean? I mean, because yeah, he's human. So is Black Widow. They're both human. The difference between them is that Black Widow is more, she's like trained. She's a trained assassin. Hawkeye is just a guy, that's very good with a bow and arrow, and he kind of makes fun of himself in the film, which I thought that was pretty clever too. That was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, stuff like that. I really dug the character development with them. I wish maybe that they would, I guess you could say, expand on it a little bit more in the future. What the way they kind of set Hawkeye up in the film, like I said, they showed that he had a family, um, a wife and two kids, somebody, people to fight for. I was expecting the worst for the character. They made it. They kind of played it up to where he was going to be the one that died, but that was not the case. And obviously, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the film. Actually, you know what? There should be a spoiler alert in the beginning because I'm going to spoil everything at this point. Because if you haven't seen it, you should go see it. And shame on you if you haven't. But so you know, again, like I said, that wasn't the case. Hawkeye was not the guy that died. Quicksilver was. Well, okay, Pietro Maximoff. I'm sorry, but I don't get it. I do not get it. They introduce these characters, and then they want to go ahead and kill off, Pietro. I understand that they kind of did it in a Phil Coulson kind of way, to make him be kind of like the Coulson of the film. So Scarlet Witch had somebody to avenge, so to speak, which it served its purpose. It did. She got pissed off, but you were expecting something huge, kind of like House of M style huge, but we didn't get that. Obviously, they were going to tone it down a bit because if they did that, then they wouldn't have any other movie to go further into. The way that he died, just I don't get. I do not understand it. They show Hawkeye going back, onto into the town to save a kid. They're trying to escape on some barges, I guess, air barges, to get off the flying town, flying city. Um, they show Hawkeye get off to go back and grab a kid, and then Ultron is in a plane, which is kind of weird to say. Ultron's in a plane, and you see Ultron aiming at Hawkeye, and he just starts shooting. He starts shooting at Hawkeye, and you see the bullets. Hawkeye's kind of basically embracing the fact, oh crap, I'm gonna die. You hear a whoosh, and it's Quicksilver. I'm sorry, Pietro. And he put a car in front of them, yet Pietro got shot up by Ultron and just killed. He kills over. He dies. Pietro dies. I don't get that. Just because, he's Quicksilver, wouldn't you do the smart thing and just pick up Hawkeye and the kid and move them out of the way rather than, hey, let me put a car in front and let me get shot up like I'm Swiss cheese? I don't know. But it sucks because, I would have thought that Quicksilver, I'm sorry, Pietro, would have been a good addition to the Avengers. Just like, Scarlet Witch, Wanda, sorry, is. And, it sucks because I actually really liked his character in the film. I really liked his version of Pietro. Besides the accents were kind of half-assed, if I could be honest. They didn't seem believable to me anyway. But the characters themselves, I really liked them, and I thought that they were a really good addition to the Avengers team. But sadly, Quicksilver's not sticking around, and I don't think that he's coming back at all. Now, jokes. I mean, we had a good amount of jokes in the film, and that's to be expected with Joss Whedon. I'm a huge Joss Whedon fan. I am, ever since Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Firefly, all those shows. I really like Joss Whedon's style. The thing is, and I really like the first Avengers movie. The thing is with this one, I felt like maybe there was too many jokes, and after coming off of something like The Winter Soldier, Or even, you know what, even Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy had jokes, but it wasn't like Joss Whedon style jokes. James Gunn and Joss Whedon have different styles of humor, and James Gunn is able to have this humor in it that isn't too cheesy. It's funny, but it's not really cheesy. Joss Whedon kind of he walks that fine line of cheese, if I can say that. And normally I love it. Um, Here, I thought it was just a little bit much, just a tad bit much. I felt like maybe he could have pulled some of the jokes back. I don't know. That's just, again, it's my opinion. I felt like he could have pulled some of the jokes back anyway and got a little bit more serious. With Captain America, the Winter Soldier, that was just straight up serious. There was very little jokes in there. There were some funny moments, but it wasn't like jokey, kind of show me what you got. Oh, you just had to say that, didn't you? That kind of thing, in the trailer. Yeah, I think that there was a little too much of that, but it wasn't enough to where I was, rolling my eyes at anything or anything like that. It was still very enjoyable. It was a great film. Now, I know that Joss Whedon had said that his original cut of the film was like 3.5 hours or something like that. And this one was cut down to like 2 hours and 22 minutes, I believe. I would love to see that 3.5 hour film, because there was parts that felt just so short. Like with Thor, that whole part where he was in like that pool, and he was seeing, I guess, what was to come. He was seeing the Infinity Gems and things like that. I felt like that part could have been expanded upon a lot more. And just here and there, things with Pietro and Wanda. I feel like they could have been expanded a little bit more. All they kind of said was, here are these two people. They've been given powers by, the staff, Loki staff, and now they're enhanced, which they can't say that they're mutants, obviously. I wish that they would have maybe gone and showed the experimentation on them, or how that developed. They didn't really say much. Baron von Strucker, they didn't really show him at all. I thought he was actually going to be a pretty decent part anyway in the film. They didn't show too much of him, and the next thing you know, he's dead. There's another character dead, and that I thought that could have been really useful. The exciting part of it all was kind of seeing how they were going to start, I guess, gathering up the Infinity Gems. That's going to be really cool. I'm really excited for that. And I'm interested to see how they're going to do this stuff with Vision. Since Vision, when he was created, it sucks that also let me, while I'm on it, it sucks that Vision didn't have too much screen time. I thought that they were going to kind of bring him in like towards the middle of the film, and it was actually like right in the third act. He was created. He busted out of his chamber, and that was it. Final battle time, and that was it. It's interesting to see what they're going to do with him now that he has I believe he has the mind gem in the middle of his forehead. So I'm wondering how that's going to play into it whenever the Infinity War comes around and Thanos has to gather up all the gems and stuff. Are they just gonna pull it out of him and he's gonna die? I am really excited to see where they're gonna take it. It looks like this was a good starting off point. Even though this isn't the last film of Phase 2, I feel like this film is carrying everything into Phase 3. We were going to see Ant-Man next, so I'm actually wanting to see if... I'm sure Ant-Man is actually probably going to build up into Civil War, I'm pretty sure. Then, of course, there was that final moment when they show Captain America heading to the new Avengers facility, And basically, that's his home. He doesn't know anything else. He doesn't have anyone else, but training. That's it. That the Avengers. That's his home. So they show him in the facility, and Black Widow's there, and then of course they show him being the leader of the new Avengers that include Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and War Machine. Yeah, and War Machine. So I was kind of really pumped to see that, just because it changes up the lineup, it changes up the pace of everything. Um, and my first thought, the way they ended it with Captain America just saying Avengers, and then they just cut to credits. Uh, I thought that was genius of Joss Whedon to do that. That was awesome. Um, but it leads me, it gets me pumped up to see how this new team of Avengers is gonna play into Civil War, because now Captain America is basically leading his very own team of Avengers, and when Iron Man comes back in Civil War, you know, is he gonna pull all the rest of them, or mostly anyway, on his side, or are some of Cap's guys gonna end up heading to Iron Man's side? I mean, I think something like that could prove actually to be a really good dynamic, to Civil War. If people start switching sides last minute, that'd be really cool. Now, obviously, we have there was no after credits scene, which obviously people are going to be bummed out about, because we've all been trained as Marvel fans to wait until after the credits. They did have a mid credits scene which showed a vault being opened, and Thanos actually grabbing the Infinity Gauntlet that's inside and putting it on, and pretty much saying, I guess I'm gonna have to do it myself. Um, so that means that he's getting down to business, and he's not fucking around anymore. He's pretty much going to be setting things up for the Infinity War. Now, there's a lot of movies in between then, so it's going to be interesting to see how and where they're going to, set up the last Avengers film. Um, as far as we know, it's the last Avengers film. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to see something in Doctor Strange. That kind of seems likely to me. Um, Black Panther, maybe. That kind of seems less likely. I would say Guardians of the Galaxy 2 would be something more likely, but we've already seen one Infinity Stone being uncovered, in the first film, so I don't think that they probably, I don't think that they would do another one in their film. Um, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Um, is there another film that you think that's coming up that they could, pull out another Infinity Stone somewhere? Oh, the one thing I didn't mention was the Hulkbuster stuff. That was pretty awesome. The Hulkbuster stuff was pretty spectacular. Finally getting to see that actually, on screen, going head to head with the Hulk. It almost felt like the scenes in the World War Hulk comics. That that's kind of where I got I guess I got the feel of it from, or maybe they got the inspiration from there a bit, but it looked really cool. Bottom line, great film, lots of action. It's your typical Marvel film that we all love. So if you're a Marvel fan, then of course you're gonna watch it, or you've already watched it. So there's no need to even listen to me right now. I will say IMAX 3D is the best way to watch it. It really makes you feel like you're there. Comment down below what you thought of Avengers Age of Ultron. Shoot me a like if you can, or a thumbs up if you can. And please subscribe to our channel. we'll be doing a lot more of these more often, and I think we got some cool stuff coming. I think we might even have some, don't tell anybody, but some cool interactive, like game showy kind of things, some contests and stuff like that coming up. So stick around, subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, because it's going to be an awesome time. Whoever sees this video, if anybody, thank you for watching. Really do appreciate it, and we will catch you next time. Thanks.